Hello everyone and welcome to our channel. So today we are pleased to release a new map again and to take you to another time travel, this time in the 15th century with a French castle that is a very famous one, a legendary one that is named Château Montbrun, and that stands in France in the middle of the country about near a city that is named Limoges. Castle Montbrun was built in the 12th century and then again in the 15th and was restored then in the late 19th. It is one of the only 4 French castles from that period of time with a special history related to the Crusades and King Richard the Lion-Hearted from England. In this video title I've mentioned a 21 million euro castle siege, as this castle is indeed for sale in the real world. In reality, it's not just the beautiful building we've tried to reproduce with medieval engineering that is for sale, but almost an entire realm, coming with about 500 acres of land, 5 stables, 5 houses, a huge bar, restaurant and tavern, etc., etc. It is fully equipped with unbelievable luxury installation. It even has an heliport, so that you can leave your car in the garage anytime you'd like to go for a ride outside. So in case you have a few bucks aside, I'll put the URL of the website where you can find the castle for sale in the comments. I also put some picture of the current castle along the way during this video, as we discover the different rooms and the different places so that you can compare with the real version. For the rest, the current owner has been doing like awesome restoration on this castle. All the furniture are antique ones, beautiful ones. Everything has been done in all respect for the building and the period of times. And when you look at all this, I mean, it's pretty obvious that the passion on the Middle Age is behind that, and apparently the current owner is Celt. So I suspect that his own passion for this period of time made him restore and work on this castle in such a way that made it so beautiful and almost like conform, or we imagine that at the period of time we are looking at this time with this castle, maybe the interior of the castle was not so far from what it is nowadays. And of course, I still invite you to check the website. There is many pictures, and hopefully, if you are like a bit short on money, you may be able to do an offer for 20 millions, 500 or so. I don't know, maybe you can negotiate. I have no idea, to be honest. So let's get back now to the history of this majestic and beautiful realm full of legend. The castle of Montbrun is so legendary and famous that it even have its Lego version. You can also find it in miniature in this park, France Miniature, that is pretty famous. And as I love this kind of thing, I could not resist to put here like a few pictures about that. From now on, we are pretty pleased that Château Montbrun will also have its medieval engineer version. To get back on more serious things, the story of this castle is tied to French kings and many famous nobles over the history, from Celts to Franks. Archaeology searches tell us that this location has been occupied for about 2,000 years, and some old writing even mention possible gold mine in the area. That may have explained that very early in the history, and over time this land has always been defended with various forts, wood castles and military installations. During the Roman time, the Celts lived here. It was then a rich land. They were, like according to the people account, as I say, a gold mine within its border. For that reason, but possibly also to hide and to defend themselves against the closely quartered Roman legions, the Celts built aside their huts a large and complex network of underground corridors and caves, which were connected to each other. So it really looks like the Celts 2,000 years ago found necessary to guard this valley with their underground passes, and there started the legend of an hidden treasure. But the story didn't stop here, as around 500 the Franks built here a wooden castle tower, and there was apparently then still an obvious and clear reason for that. If we jump a bit more using our time travel machine to the 15th century, we come close to a date that is very interesting for us, as it's the one that we want to base this map on to do a castle siege. Indeed, in 1424, Montbrun was, on the order of the French king Charles VII, under siege and attacked by one of his warlords, because the then castle lord Guy Brun, who was married to Angélie, the sovereign of Pompadour, refused to submit to the authority of the King of France and remain loyal to his lord Henry VI of England. And see, here we get some great interest with this map, as it's going to allow us, with the medieval engineer games, to live again this epic siege from the 15th century. About the real story, and to follow up a bit on it, like Guy Brun perished during that fight, and his wife Angélie was banished to a nunnery. And it's his younger brother, Pierre Brun, inherit the title of new Lord of Montbrun under the condition that he swore faith and loyalty to the French sovereign, which he did. In 1430, he started to rebuild the family mansion, resulting in its present form. He died in 1457 and left the castle with its land to a second cousin, Louis Brun. In 1502, Jean Brun, the son of Louis, transformed this old and abandoned seigneury into a chapel in the honor of Saint Andreas. He married there in 1503 with Jacquette de Bourdeille, a great love in his life. They say that her ghost is still wandering around here looking for the ring, and several of the guests we have stayed recently in the castle insist to have seen her. She is known as the Lady in Blue, so see, it's not only about kings and nobles, but it has also like a treasure, gold mines, and ghost lady. So it's really, really like a very special place that we are pleased to introduce to you today. About the current castle, as far as architecture, it may look simple from an outside point of view, as it's pretty square. We have these four like round tower at each corner, and we probably so get used to medieval fantasy and unbelievable castle we may have seen in movies and imaginary fictional animation or so, that sometime when facing such a building, we may have a hard time to appreciate really how interesting and unbelievable it is. In reality, Castle Montbrun, when you get into the detail, is an unbelievable construction. It has above 3,000 square meters, many towers, inside towers. For example, the square dungeon, that is a big square tower, is actually a square tower from the ground inside a round tower. All the small towers you see on the roof are actually towers inside the big towers to allow you to access the upper level. And the elevation of this wall is pretty impressive as well. When doing this map, we've been thinking that probably attackers will hardly try to take this castle by the upper part of it, like for example trying to climb his walls and stuff like that, but rather try to destroy his main entrance and probably try to penetrate the courtyard. So in this idea, we've been doing like a lot of strong doors at absolutely each entrance inside this courtyard, following the idea that that is pretty realistic, that is like something you can read if you read like about medieval siege and way to defend castle, as each tower is like a little fortification and is being defended until like there is no hope left, right? So inside our courtyard, we have big doors absolutely everywhere around, so that defenders can close themselves inside the Lord House or inside the towers and gain elevation and climb stairs so that they can be able to attack and fight the attackers from high points. We've been doing a sort of a wood structure on top of the current door. That is an invention, it's not standing in the reality, that helps us to have our door mechanism set, because it takes pretty much space in medieval engineer to make such systems, so we took advantage of it to make a wood structure so that defender can climb on it and with their crossbow keep defending the courtyard. That's also pretty common, so like sometimes niches won't offer enough angle, especially if attackers will be like right below the niches. So extra installation and construction in wood sometimes help castle during the Middle Age to have some more efficiency on defending the castle aside from the niches system. And that's pretty much it. We want to probably mention the fact that we've been reproducing the castle as we find the current map, assuming that there was not so heavy modification being done during the 19th. It's pretty difficult to know it. And as it stands, it has like big windows on the castle lord house, which is a sort of L. And on outside wall, this house is currently having some big windows that could jeopardize the strength of the wall, right? In the reality, I think it can be explained by the fact that on one of this border, the side of this castle is a river, and it would be surprising to see like attackers coming with siege engine on the river. So that might explain the presence of windows at this level. We didn't want to get rid of them because we wanted to be pretty close from the current castle, right? And the idea was not to reinvent something totally new. We just got rid of the many doors that you can find nowadays on the ground for each tower outside the building, because obviously during Middle Age castle like this won't have like many doors, right? So we just wanted to have one main entrance, and then this main entrance is as the one of Montbrun today, having like a metallic gate. We've been trying to make a metallic one. It was absolutely impossible. It was breaking the wall like one time out of 20, so we had to make it in wood. And another big reinforcement door to fortify this main entrance. Also, something important to know is that Montbrun is currently having a moat covered with water, and in this map we didn't want to escape a big moat around the castle to make it more easy for the castle siege, right? The castle is set on top of a decent stone elevation, and there is a big ramp, a big access to the main entrance, but it's actually the only access, so it's anyway this way still pretty challenging. So that's pretty much it for this castle siege map. We need to say, of course, that this time we wanted to comply with the castle siege, so we've been using the Thomas map to make this castle of Montbrun, and then when we start to do it, we just like build the castle, right? We didn't want to do half of it. You won't have make sense, but of course at the end of the day our castle and map is using 20,000 block, and the current castle siege, to make it compliant with the castle siege, should use only 2,000. So we can only release this map as a multiplayer one, hoping that you will find rules in multiplayer to play it as a siege, just dividing into team and complying a few rules like not flying and stuff like this. So that's pretty much it about this castle. We hope you like this map. We hope you like to try this other historical experiment that consists in living again the siege of 1424, standing as Guibrin in the center of the Montbrun castle, or as the warlord of a French king from outside, attacking him in order to submit him to the French sovereign, whereas Guibrin is absolutely denying to do so and won't bend the knee because he wants to stay faithful to Henry VI. It's a very epic battle, a great epic siege that we propose you to today with this map and with this reproduction. So we hope you enjoy this video, and we hope you enjoy this little time travel during the Middle Age using the beautiful medieval engineering engine. Again, any feedback welcome about this map. Just let us know if it's balanced, if we should change it. What do you think? So yeah, comment, like, whatever. You'll be welcome anyway, and subscribe to our channel if you like it, because again we are going to do a bit more than just 2 or 3 castles. Have a great day. Thanks again for watching. Thanks a million, and enjoy life and have fun. Bye bye. Cheers.